I started reading Life After Death by Sister Souljah. When I found out about this, I was really excited. Dare I say, The Coldest Winter Ever is probably one of my favorite books ever that I've ever read, even with its problematic moments. Aside from that, I've started reading the book. A lot of people have said this follow-up she ain't all that. I'm still really looking forward to it. I want to see what happens this time. So far, it's very much Winter's voice. It's very that energy. I'm on page 26. She's talking about like grading men because our confident queen Winter is like, I'm a 10 sis, fuck out of here, okay? I know this. This pussy goes. This pussy splish splash. This body is bang bang. You know, I got good hair because my daddy is Puerto Rican and my mama is black and she's pretty. And now she's breaking it down to different kinds of men. And it's like the breakdown is pretty cool, but some of the breakdown also is giving me very Kevin Samuels. And then it's also giving me like high value teas and femininity community. It's just giving me all of that. Okay, Sister Souljah, I see you, girl. You're back at it again. Back at it with the respectability politics and with the this is how black people need to be, and this is like I'm grading you black folks on your life or whatever. And not to say that she isn't right for like calling a lot of stuff out, because in the grading system and all that, it's kind of simplifying issues within the community in a way, but it's also kind of pointing them out. But the next paragraph I'm supposed to read is her giving what a man who is a 10, what his criteria is, what he's bringing to the table. And she stated that her father, Santiaga, and her crush, longtime crush, Midnight, they're both 10s. And I'm assuming they're both 10s because they're very masculine. She finds them good looking. They're very masculine frame, I guess. They're very fit. They dress well. They're smart. They're intelligent. They move in silence. Blah, 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 blah. All of this. They get money. They got businesses. Plus, what I really think probably makes them an official 10 is that they got a big dick. That's it. They got a big dick and they treat you right. And I'm like, yeah, girl. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, a 10. Perfect world. Winter girl. Souljah just jumped into the book and said, yes, your problematic queen is back. I am on page 40. So far, it's been a lot of materialism. In The Coldest Winter Ever, we knew that Winter was materialistic, but it wasn't as intensely in your face as it is in this book. There's even an ode to Tom Ford in this book, because she was just like, Tom Ford, he made Gucci da-da-da-da, and I was just like, girl, and his fashions and his stitch and I was like, okay, Souljah, you did all of your like research. Like, you researched things that you didn't even have to research for this book, but you researched it and you put it in the book. I'm like, ma'am, I'm so glad this book is no longer than the 3,300 some pages, because I feel like with all the research she did, she went on research tangents that I feel like certain things might have ended up in this book that didn't need to be there. And she's like, bitch, I researched this. Y'all gonna get this motherfucking research, okay? Despite all of the materialism that was like thrown, just kept coming at me in this book, like just all of the fly stuff and all of the autographed Michael Jordan sneaker, their special edition, and there's like Kobe's, and I'm like, girl, what's going on? LeBron sneakers. I will say I love this little mansion, or what, it's not even a mansion. I think this is the Taj Mahal that Winter is in. I'm loving that because money, honey. It's fabulous. Sister Souljah describes this, and she describes this in detail. Not like super detail, but enough detail that you're getting like how big it is and how extravagant and expensive this place is, that I'm kind of like, I would like to go there. I would like to visit this place. I don't know if I want to live there. It doesn't feel homey in a way that I would like, but I love that it's spacious and it's so clean. I just don't know how hospitable it is to be able to just lounge and lay out in here. Like, where's the cushioning? I just keep hearing walls and indentations in the walls where you can like sit. It doesn't seem like there's much furniture going on in here. I was just like going along with this ride of this very like magical, it's not even magical, I don't know, metaphor about death. I don't know what's going on. It's speculative. This is speculative fiction. I haven't even hit page 100 yet. Let's see what 100 is giving. Let's see if Midnight shows up, because there's talk about Midnight. I just came back from the city, and I've been through a lot with this book. The last time I think we left off with, they were at like the big, nice, fancy house. Girl, I'm gonna just go ahead and spoil so much of this book, because y'all, I know y'all not gonna read this. Y'all just want the highlights. We're currently at 140, and let's see. Since we've left that fancy, fabulous house, it's not the Taj Mahal, that's actually the nice piece of land with a house in the United Arab Emirates. This bitch didn't know what the fuck the United Arab let me not call it. This bitch didn't know what the fuck the United Arab Emirates is, nor where Oman is, but I'm not really sure where Oman is, but that's fine. But she also doesn't know where the Sudan is, or what Sudan is, and that is wild. She don't even know what Sudan is, but she in love with Midnight so goddamn much. I'm like, oh, okay, girl. Bitch, if you tried to get to really know Midnight better, like, you would have learned that your boy is from Sudan, girl. Girl, like, why you don't know that? Why you don't? That's fine. You didn't know because Midnight probably wouldn't have told you anyway because he's so fucking secretive and mysterious. So after that, Miss Girl ends up next to this, which I don't understand, the whole sitting on the sidewalk next to a sewer that stinks and she can't move because her legs won't move because she's dead. And part of me is wondering, like, what was Sister Souljah researching to get her ideas of what, like, the afterlife is like? Because that would be fascinating. But yeah, there's that. Then this guy who's dark-skinned and muscular comes to see her. He takes her up. He allows her to get her feelings back in her legs and her arms so she can move. He says that he likes her. He likes her with the scar. And then he picks her up in a Porsche, or was it a Mercedes? I think the Mercedes was the second car. I think it was a Jaguar was the first car. He picks her up, takes her back to his home, which is a emptied out fire station where he doesn't have lights, and everything is black and dark. Ooh, this book is dark. Like, literally. Not even just like dark situation, this is dark. So he took her back, he had sex with her. It was a lot of sex, and it was like so mind-blowingly amazing. His dick was longer than his tail. She gets anally penetrated, turns into a snake. She crawls around his apartment for a while he has sex with other women, which I've come to the realization the more I read the story, I feel like Sister Souljah was going one way with this book, and it was all going to be, because that, let me tell you, that's the thing I realized about this book. It is a combination of street lit, The Alchemist, it is mixed with religious text, along with magical realism, and I feel like it's probably got another element to the story. The exciting thing about reading this right now is that it's unpredictable, and also that, like, winter's same old funny, silly winter. And that's another thing. She's doing a little bit of hypergamy, a little bit of City Girls. Thinking about City Girls and hypergamy, it also made me understand why people were like saying that Lil' Kim would be cast in the movie version. Because so much of what she says in here is like the Hardcore album, or the Notorious K.I.M. album, or even like the La Bella Mafia album. Especially Hardcore and especially Notorious K.I.M. It almost feels like this is how Sister Souljah was able to get into a mindset with the voice of Winter, but it just felt like Kim. But let's see, let's get back to the order of events. So she ended up at the sewer, then the nigga came back, he picked her up in the, what is it, the Mercedes G-Wagon, took her back, fucked her down again, she turned into a dog this time, then this woman who I'm assuming, the succubus woman who I'm assuming turned into a gorilla, or is a gorilla like, kept feeling like she was a gorilla. Winter was making fun of the fact that she was just bigger and heavier, and she was able to go up on the monkey bars. Oh yes, there's monkey bars over this man's bed. The succubus monkey woman, she came and she picked up Winter as the dog, slams her into the wall, puts her in a bag, takes her to this animal factory thing. She goes to the animal factory, she spends a bunch of time there. There's food, there's water, it's a mess. The Diamond Bitch and the UBS come, they save all the people that are animals in the animal factory thing. Now they're telling them about abortions, and the reason why they're telling them that is because the UBS are unborn souls. Okay, where are we at now? What's going on over here? Yeah, some handsome black dude who's like 17. He is telling them about how to change their lives. They have microphones, and I'm like, why do you have microphones? Aren't you all dead? Why can't you all just boomingly talk? I don't know, girl. I don't know. We have microphones and flashlights and buildings. There's people acting like it's the hood and we trap housing out here. What else can happen in this book? So much has happened already. We'll see once I get to page 200 what it's looking like, because I finally finished Life After Death by Sister Souljah. Girl. The Santiaga verse is, ooh, this is an odyssey. Also, Life After Death felt like fan fiction. As a matter of fact, no, it felt like a dream that Sister Souljah had, and she wrote it down, and she felt like she wanted to write a book about this. She wanted a character to give it to, but she didn't really come up with a new character. She just kind of took Winter and created fan fiction. This is a lot. It was a little too wordy. And that's the thing. Sister Souljah's written 4 other books after The Coldest Winter Ever. And I don't even think The Coldest Winter Ever was even as wordy as this book is. She's written the 3 Midnight books plus the Poor Santiago book. And the writing in this book was still, could have been better. Like, she was giving you like 3 adjectives for something. She was like giving you these extra drawn out sentences that were kind of like killing Winter's voice a little bit. She's an action bitch, and that was a theme of the book. She a Brooklyn girl, like she don't even need to say half of the words she said. Another thing was the theme of 6 in sequence, like 6 months, 6 years, 6 days. 666. There's Lucifer 66. There is It Only Took 6 Seconds. It Only Took 6 Minutes. I Only Walked 6 Miles. 6 everywhere. I guess it's the devil's number and we're spiraling down. I don't know. I've watched enough Illuminati videos. There was kind of some contradictions in the book. I guess she was trying to stay true to who Winter is, but at the same time, she still wanted to push this message and kind of show growth in Winter, but she either needed to go all the way or just not even bother. Like, just let Winter just like go to hell. So it was so interesting to read in this book where it's like she's still trying to say that Winter is this cautionary tale while at the same time kind of glorifying Winter. And I don't know if she was trying to please us who were like Coldest Winter Ever fans by like playing up how glorified we kind of saw Winter when we first read the book. It just felt more like Sister Souljah was kind of like living this fantasy through Winter with the silky hair. And oddly enough, like I didn't completely hate it because I still, maybe it's the glorification of Winter, but I enjoy Winter. I enjoy Winter's voice. I enjoy her messy ass. But that was a failure of the book. Like, it didn't show her growth. Even if we're gonna say like, well, Allah is the way, Islam is the way, all of that, then we should have gone all the way and just let Winter come out of this coma, which that's another thing. I was kind of trying to guess, like, how is this book gonna end? Will it end with her just coming out of a dream and cop out? Because this book is already going off the rails. It wouldn't be a stretch to say that the book just ends, ooh, it was all a dream, and now she goes back to her life doing this reality show. And pretty much that kind of happened because she was in a coma. Now she's back, and now she's learned a lesson, I guess, or something. And she still wins in the end. So much happened in this book, and so much of it was not really that consequential. We could have gone all the way up until Winter got to the sewer with the bad smell, and we could have stopped the book there, and then we could skip all the way down to Winter coming out of her coma. That's all you needed to know. That was for Winter alone to know. That's another thing that I thought. It felt like Sister Souljah already started writing this book, and death and purgatory and all that was not in the plans. I would have been so much more interested in Winter and this reality show, seeing her interacting with her friends and her family and with this reality show team, reconnecting with her father, and just kind of going through those experiences. Maybe the change would have come from the time that she spends with her father, the time that she spends with her sister and her sister's family, reconnecting with Midnight and her 2 younger sisters, learning from all these different people who've moved on and lived their lives without her and what they've learned from their lives. Like, she would have learned way more if she'd done a damn reality show. That would have been a better story, I feel like. I get the ambition behind this. It could have been better executed. She could have actually used this whole concept and written a whole different story about a whole different set of characters. I read the reviews and they were like, Winter getting this reality show was unrealistic. But I would have preferred to read that instead of this. That would have been far more interesting. One theory I had about Sister Souljah writing this book, what was she, like a New York Times bestseller with The Coldest Winter Ever? So she kind of really wanted the next book to be in just that literary lane. Like, Coldest Winter Ever is already kind of in that literary lane canon to me. I get her growth as a writer to want to do better than your at first, but it's also still like, girl, you ain't grown that much. You needed a writing class. With all this time you was doing research and traveling the world to research what you're gonna write in the book. Like, I'm sure she's paid well enough at this point that she could have had a writing instructor, teacher. Like, I'm sure she lives in Jersey at least. She could have come over to New York, go to Gotham Writers Workshop, booked her the best writing teacher there, pay them buku dollars to help her become a better writer. I didn't completely hate this, but this book was also unnecessary. This book feels like it kind of tarnishes the Coldest Winter Ever name, dare I say. The Midnight books and Winter Santiaga book, I'm sure they've already kind of tarnished the name a little bit. People don't really like them. Those are like companions to the Coldest Winter Ever. This is a direct sequel to it, so this kind of really tarnishes the Coldest Winter Ever name in a way a little bit, but not really, because you could basically just read the Coldest Winter Ever and end right there and call it a day and you're fine, because this book was utterly unnecessary. This book could have been a pamphlet. I'm glad I read it. I kind of wanted to see, like, for myself what went down. Honestly, I can't say I regret reading it. I guess I'll reread the Midnight books to see what Midnight was up to and how he ended up in the United Arab Emirates, and know how he got his second wife, because yes, he got 4 wives. See, that's my one question I want to know about Midnight. How did Midnight go from the first 2 Midnight books to meeting Santiaga? Like, how did that happen? How did we get to that point? I need to know. That is the biggest question in my mind. Well, if you read the book or if you heard about the book, whatever, you could tell me about it in the comments. But thank you for spending your time with me. And I'm out this bitch like Fleek. The fuck? Shout out to Peaches. Thank you.